Hi, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk to Valentine Lowe, the author of Power and the Palace, and it's really intriguing. Welcome, Valentine. I really enjoyed your book.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show.
Well, the reason why I loved your book is I think it's very rare to be educated but not know you're being educated and be thoroughly entertained at the same time. And that's the magic of this book, because I just felt entertained, particularly even your prologue was so clever and entertaining. And I was intrigued to learn that King Charles III is not the only one that suffered a leaky pen.
I know. Yeah, William the Fourth is extraordinary, who had a leaky pen and a short temper, just like his descendant.
Yeah, and it was also fascinating that he was the oldest monarch until King Charles III actually ascended to the throne. He was also considered, well, he was the oldest to ever ascend to the throne.
And everyone forgets about William the Fourth. He was just a sailor king. He was the one before Victoria. No one knows much about him. But yeah, he held this record for a very long time until
He
Charles
does.
came.
Well, now I've learnt that he had a leaky pen. That's all I need to know. Your book is a fascinating look behind the scenes between the relationships between the monarch and the PM over 2 centuries. That's a really hefty task. How could you possibly approach this? Did you just do it in a timeline?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to start with Victoria because I'd seen. I don't know if you saw it in Australia, but I saw this television program about Victoria starring Jenna Coleman a few years back, and then read one or two biographies, and it just struck me that she really got stuck into the politics. She was really meddlesome. I mean, poor old Charles and his Black Spider memos are sort of quite amateur by comparison, and. So she tried to sort of influence who the prime minister was going to be. She tried to get ministers sacked. She tried to interfere with government policy. She even tried to make the Whigs, which is kind of the equivalent of the Liberal Party in this country now, she tried to help them win the election by secretly giving money to their campaign. Absolutely extraordinary stuff, and just all of which would be totally unacceptable now. And I was just interested in how we got from there to here. So in the intervening sort of century and a bit, depending on where you count it from, no one wrote a new rule book. No one said, okay, from now on, this is what monarchs can do in the political sphere. But it just gradually changed. And I was just interested in looking, into how it changed and why it changed.
That was extraordinary, really. You shocked me when I read that in the book, and you just illustrated Queen Victoria really throwing a weight around. That's what she did. She
did, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Really over the top. And it was really only her husband, Albert, that was any sort of good influence on her. I mean, he tried to rein her in a little bit and tried to explain to her that she couldn't be quite so political, but she got a lot worse after he left, after he died.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, when she paid money to the Whigs, on the sly to help their electoral campaign, he was quite cross when he found out about it. He thought you shouldn't do that. Right. So they definitely had different. She was definitely, and I think that if he hadn't died when he did, things might have been very different in terms of her political involvement.
Yes, well, but she was just such a great way to open up the book, because it just illustrated how far we've come. And it is extraordinary, like you said, that there's nothing written down. There's nothing that actually instructs monarchs to come, or the current one we have now, how to behave.